So as like the other sense organs here, the receptor cells, soon after they receive the stimuli about the odor or the smell, they process the information and they convert the information into nerve signal and send that to the smell centers in the brain. So in the brain there will be some regions so which are associated with analyzing a smell and producing the proper responses. So that is passed. In many of the cases the senses, the signals are relayed through the hypothalamus, but not in case of the olfactory sense. They are not relayed through the that hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a part of the brain which involves in the function of control and coordination through hormones and secretions. So these go to the brain where this olfactory olfactory lobes, where the sense of smell is analyzed to the particular areas, the information will be sent by these receptors. So the receptors, they convert the information into nerve signals and they pass. So by that the brain detects what food it is or what chemical it is and what substance it is, and according to that it will produce the responses. Okay, so taking care of nose. See, generally we see in most of the cases when there is some kind of cold weather, change in weather leads to running nose. So many people may get running nose because of viral infections also. So the draining of nose, lot of mucus is formed in the the nose, that is because of the infections. So when there is an infection, bacterial or viral infection, so due to that the membranes inside the nose, they swell up and they causes cold. So because of the cold, what happens, because of the irritation, lot of mucus is produced. Because of that swelling, mucus is formed and the mucus comes out of the nose. So nose is to be properly taken care. So in case when you guess that someone is having some virus or something, when a person is coughing or sneezing, just you can close your nose with your handkerchief. So by that you should not breathe the bad air which contain the germs. They may enter your nostrils and may cause infections. So we can clean our nose with water while bathing, but we should not let the water go into our nostrils. So it will be just we can clear the nostrils with just water. So this way we can take care of our nose and get rid of the other diseases that are caused in the nose. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the next sense organ, tongue. So tongue is an important part of our mouth. It aids in eating the food. It mixes the food and it helps to chew the food properly. It does many functions apart from sensing. But most importantly, to eat the food, it should taste good. If the taste of the food is not good, we cannot eat the food. So how do we come to know the taste of food? With the help of tongue. So tongue is a soft muscular organ which lies in the mouth, and everything that we eat, it passes through the surface of the tongue. So when the food materials are passing through the surface of the tongue, the taste buds present on the surface of the tongue, they will identify the taste. So because of the taste buds present on different locations of our tongue, we can sense the smell of taste. So these taste buds, there are nearly 10,000 taste buds will be there on our tongue. The taste buds help us to find the taste of the food. So what are the different tastes? There are 4 major tastes. Generally we can distinguish salt, sour, sweet and bitter. So these are the salt, sour, sweet, bitter. So these are the 4 primary tastes that our tongue can identify or recognize the taste. So only if these are the 4 tastes, but we have so many choices. So those are all called as flavor. So what is the difference between a taste and flavor? Taste is different from a flavor. Flavor is a combination of taste and smell. When you are eating some food, you will enjoy the taste, at the same time you will enjoy the smell of the food. So both working together will give you the flavor of the food. So you can identify the flavor of the food only when you have the sensation of smell and taste. Just if you have only taste, you cannot get the sense of flavor. That means if you are blindfolded, you are asked to eat something, you eat and you cannot tell what you are eating. Say for example, even though you are given an onion, small piece of onion, or even though you are given small pieces of apple, you will not be able to find out, because the taste doesn't give you the complete picture of what food item you are eating. So the taste associated with the smell, it let you know the flavor of it, right? So these are the 4 major tastes that is identified by the nearly 10,000 taste buds present on our tongue. These taste buds are present on the walls of the bumpy surfaces called as papillae. So different kind of papillae, velate papillae, foliate papillae, and on the surface fungiform papillae are found. So these papillae have so many taste buds. So the taste buds on the tongue, we have a taste pores, so in which the food passes into a cavity. So inside the cavity there are so many cells, receptor cells, which will identify the taste of the food. So along with these 4 tastes, some other tastes are also recognized. Umami is a taste that is associated with foods like protein foods like meat, fish, cheese. So this is the taste associated with the protein rich foods like meat, fish and cheese, umami. And metallic taste is associated with processed foods or canned foods. Processed foods. Even in our regional tastes, in our Telugu regional taste, we add different, we say different tastes like 6 tastes we have. That is, in that along with these 4 we have vagaru, so which is not bitter, it is a different taste, and spiciness, karam, spiciness. So these 2 different sensations also we recognize, we consider 6 tastes. Basically these are the 4 major dimensions of taste: salt, sour, sweet and bitter. And the newly identified one, that is umami taste, that is of protein rich foods like meat, fish and cheese have a special taste, and metallic taste of processed foods. So these are the different tastes that are observed by the tongue. So the taste bud, the functioning of the taste bud and the number of taste bud decreases with age. In case of a small babies, the sense of taste is very high. So the babies easily identify if the milk that is given in a bottle, if it is not having proper amount of sugar, they reject it. Even every day they drink a kind of milk, and suddenly a day if you change the milk of other brand, or you change the milk of some cow milk instead of a buffalo milk, the baby identifies and may reject it. So the babies, they will be having very high level, heightened level of sensation of a taste, and so they easily identifies the difference in the taste of the food given. As the age increases, the working and the number of the taste bud decreases. So by that we find with age we find the food tasteless. So generally we hear that elderly people saying that, so these days the food is lost its taste. So they may not find the food as tasty as they had in their young age, when they have a good sensation of taste, because the number and functioning of the taste buds that was good and their earlier ages, young ages. Along with the time, so due to aging, the number of taste bud and its functioning decreases, so they'll fail to recognize or enjoy the complete flavor or taste of the food. And how can we take care of this tongue? Care of tongue. So generally every day we take care of our mouth, it includes tongue. So every day we brush our mouth, we brush our teeth, clean our teeth, the food that is stuck in between the teeth. At the same time we do the next step after cleaning the teeth, cleaning of tongue. So we can keep our tongue cleaned, but it is not good to use very sharp tongue cleaners to clean. They may damage our taste buds, or they may cut the blood vessels on the tongue. So with a soft tongue cleaner we can clean the tongue. In some cases, in case of an infection to the tongue, sometimes some infections or ulcers happen, we can gargle our mouth with a mouthwash to reduce the effect of the infection, and if it is severe we can consult an ENT who can suggest you the correct medicines to treat that. Now let us look at another sense organ, the last sense organ, skin. Skin is a sense organs that help us to sense the touch. So by touching we can know about the object, whether it is soft or hard, hot or cold. So different things we can learn about an object, that is by the sense of touch. So here the nerves present in the skin. Skin is the very largest organ. Ear, nose, tongue. These are the organs that are located in the head. In the sense organs, out of the 5 sense organs, ear, eyes, nose, tongue, all these 4 are located in the head. But whereas the skin is covered the whole body, we have sensations throughout our body. So the nerves are connected to different parts of our skin. Any point of your skin, if somebody pricks with a pin, you can get the sensation of pain throughout your body. So the skin is the biggest organ in your body, which is spread all over your body, and throughout the body you have receptors for this touch, heat, cold. In some places the nerves present in the skin are very sensitive, that is in your lips and in your fingertips. So in our fingertips the nerves that are there for the sense of touch are very sensitive. So that is the reason why the blind people, they use the Braille script. So by touching the surface of that, the embossed dots, by touching, by the sense of touch, they can read. So blind people use Braille script to read, to learn. So here the sense of touch helps them. The sensory nerves are, the sensory receptors are very high in certain areas. I told you the examples, the fingertips and lips are some examples of the areas where there is a lot of sensation of touch. So let us look at the structure of the skin. If we see the structure of the skin, mainly it is divided into 2 layers, epidermis and dermis. So the epidermis is the outermost protective covering of our skin. So in the epidermis there are 3 layers. The outer stratum, epidermis, the outer stratum, the stratum is cornified, that is having dead cells, the stratum. So every day while taking bath, so this layer is to be cleared off with dead cells. When we take bath, clean our skin, the dead cells will be removed from the skin. They should be properly removed out of the skin. The dead cell stratum, and below that they have a granular layer. So below that they have a Malpighian layer. So these are the 3 layers of epidermis. So in the top layer we find dead cells and some hairs. In the middle layer we find some kind of the living cells, and in the Malpighian layer have continuously dividing new cells, and the new cells will be sent up to the middle layer. So whatever the cells are formed in the Malpighian layer, they are sent to the upper layer. So the Malpighian layer is connected to nerves. They are connected to nerves. Many nerves are connecting for the sensation of touch. So below the epidermis we find the dermis. So dermis is the layer in which we find the fat globules. Fat globules we find, and we find the hair follicles, the base of the hair, the root of the hair is here, and we find the oil glands. These oil glands, they secrete sebum. oil which nourishes the hair that comes out of the skin and which nourishes the skin. So naturally the oil is to be supplied by the sebaceous glands. So oil glands are found and fat globules are found, blood vessels are found in this layer and nerves are also found. So these are the different things we observe in the dermis part of the layer. So this is the dermis part of the skin and this is the epidermis of the skin. So this is the structure of the skin. So in the dermis we find even sweat glands, they produce sweat. So the skin has got different kinds of receptors for different kinds of sensation. So generally the skin gives the sense of touch. For the touch, tactile receptors help for the sense of touch, and Pacinian receptors, they help for the sense of pressure, and nociceptors, they help for the sensation of temperature. So in this way we can sense the pressure, we can sense the temperature, we can sense the touch with the help of different receptors that are found in the skin. So skin, sometimes it acts as an excretory organ, also excretes the salt, excretes the excess water in the form of sweat. So the receptors are located in the skin that help to identify the different senses like touch, pressure and temperature. Taking care of skin. So how to take care of our skin? Skin should be protected from dust. Skin is like the outer coating or the dressing of our body. So it is the outer cover. It is exposed to a lot of dust every day. So the skin has to be protected. The skin itself has got some mechanisms. Our skin has got a pigment called melanin, which gives color to the skin. The skin of people differ from person to person. Some are white skinned, some are dark skinned or brown skinned. It depends upon the amount of melanin present in their skin. So this melanin, it protects the skin from ultraviolet radiation. So when our body is exposed to sunlight, so because of the light, the layers of skin may get damaged. So to avoid the damage, the skin produces more and more melanin to avoid the further damage of skin by the sunlight. So in that way, the skin has got natural mechanism to protect. The sebaceous glands, they produce sebum, oil-like substance that is to moisturize the skin. But sometimes because of the cold climate or weather conditions, even though we have sebaceous glands to produce the sebum or oil glands if we have, even then the skin becomes dry, loses its moisture. So we need to take care. From our side, we should clean our body, take bath every day with a soap. We can clean the dead cells and the unnecessary dust present on our skin. We can take bath. So if there is any redness, allergies, any itching, immediately we should consult the doctor. And we see different kind of diseases are also associated with skin. Some kind of diseases are manifested on the skin. Means if we have some disease in our body, that is shown on the skin. So measles is a viral infection. Measles and chicken pox. In case of measles and chicken pox, we can see that spots or blisters are formed on our skin. So that is a condition where the blisters or spots, they may become into small wounds and will be very painful. So that is one viral infection. And skin may get other infections like a ringworm. In case of a ringworm also, there will be problem to the skin. And pellagra. Pellagra means scaly skin. Skin becomes scaly. So dry skin disease. So in the dry skin disease also, skin loses its moisture and it becomes dry. And even in case of eczema, also the skin loses its moisture and becomes dry, itching. In different kinds of allergies also affect the skin. So these are the different kind of diseases that are associated. Certain bacterial diseases like leprosy is also a skin disease, associated with skin disease. So these measles and chickenpox are viral diseases. Some fungus like ringworm also cause some skin diseases. Fungus causes ringworm, bacteria causes measles and chickenpox, and virus causes measles and chickenpox. Bacterial diseases are leprosy. There is a disease condition called as leukoderma. Leukoderma, the skin loses its color. Generally, skin will be having some color because of the pigment melanin. So certain cells stop producing melanin, so they start losing color. They become white, completely white without any color. So that condition is called as leukoderma. So any of these cases should consult a doctor, dermatologist, who treat the skin diseases, and he will be prescribing the proper medicines and measures to take care to get rid of these diseases or to get cure from these diseases.